story came out about Tucker. I don't know if you agree with him on this one or not. Rob, you want to pull that one up with not owning a computer? So he said about a month ago, Tucker Carlson says he doesn't own a computer because the CIA plants kiddie porn. Do you agree with him here?
I don't agree with what Tucker Carlson's saying here. I understand why he's trying to do what he does, make alarmist claims, get attention. I actually think he's trying to back this one off, which makes sense because this is a big, stupid claim to make.
Really?
Yeah. CIA, first of all, CIA, it's against their authorities to plant evidence on American citizens, period, against their actual federal authorities. So if they were to do it, and then that person went to trial, once it was shown that CIA worked in any way against that person, then the whole trial would be debunked. So that is a ridiculous claim in many, many ways, just administratively, let alone ethically.
So in the last 30 days, story came out about, well, I didn't know my father was CIA, and then when he passed away, I learned that my father was CIA, right? And then I think Nick Fuentes or somebody showed a clip of him on Sean Ryan saying he knew his father was part of CIA, Dick Carlson, Richard Carlson. And now there is Nick Fuentes is fed. No, well, this is this and this is that. So, was Tucker CIA? He went on some interesting trips. There's some pictures with him with I don't know if it's an AK-47, but I think it's not an M4. It's not an M16. He's holding something. Were you here? Were you there? Somebody's asking him. You were just on traveling with your father here and there. So what do you know about Tucker, affiliation with CIA, father being part of CIA? How do you view all these stories that are coming up right now?
So personally, I don't know anything one way or the other about Tucker Carlson specifically. Because there's the overlap, he's old enough that there's the overlap with 9/11 and the crazier, looser days of CIA. So prior to September 11th, 2001, really anything is kind of possible because there was no oversight. Records would have easily been destroyed. I mean, if there's anything we learned from the Obama years of CIA, it's that records could have been recorded, but they can still be destroyed. And even when we were looking at Guantanamo, there were still the director of CIA at the time. I forget her name. She was the temporary director. It'll come to me later. But even she was directed to destroy Guantanamo Bay records, and she did. Thank you, Gina Haspel. Look at that smiling face of destroying classified information just because you're told to. That is principles. Second.
Country over your principles.
Country over your principles, bro. She got the same fucking speech I got, and she delivered. Hoorah!
So, but the question is, who cares if he was? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the big deal if he was? Is it just a big deal that, you're maybe using assets to, give information back and you're acting like you're innocent? Oh, shucks, I didn't know about it. What's the criticism of it? That's what I'm trying to find out.
I think
the Fed I get. The informant, I get. The CIA, slightly different, no?
Yeah, because what happens here and what happens so often with CIA is because they've shrouded themselves in secrecy, people don't trust them. And especially when you mash up a strong media presence with CIA affiliation, that's hot sauce on a jalapeno. That's a guaranteed conversation. It's a guaranteed viral issue on the internet, right? Because people already suspect that CIA is shaping the information that we read. They're already thinking that they're messing with our minds and running disinformation campaigns. So when you put a media persona like Tucker Carlson together with a CIA affiliation, it's out of this world. The same thing happens with anybody like me with a CIA affiliation.
Yeah, it's a crazy question for you. Sometimes I'll talk to a guy and they'll say, oh, that guy gives me the vibes of being a Scientologist. Why? Because the way he asks questions, I feel like he went through certain levels to learn how to do the assist where you're, trying to get information out of people. And he's were you ever a Scientologist? No. You know what? You speak like a Mormon. Were you ever part of Church of Latter-day Saints? Because you give me the vibes, even the way you talk to me, like it's a Mormon vibe you give me, right? Or, that person gives me the vibes of, being a former, such and such. When you hear people talk, and their mannerisms and the way they explain things, do you ever watch and say, that guy could have been an asset?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
What trigger gives it away? What
So
Please.
yeah, it's a great question. So in our world, we call it spotting the spook. When you spot a spook, because there are absolutely verbal and nonverbal indicators that let you know when you're talking to somebody who is trained. So we kind of separate the world into trained and untrained. Untrained is all the people who went to the school of hard knocks, and trained is the people who went to some kind of systematic education about how to interrogate, ask questions, collect information, protect personal information, etc. So just as a real quick aside, if you watch Tucker Carlson's interview with Vladimir Putin, perfect chance to watch Spot the Spook take place, because you can see and hear how trained Putin is and how untrained Tucker Carlson is. So whether or not he was Dad's little helper when Dad was CIA, I don't know. But he certainly wasn't trained, because you can see what it's like when he sits across from a trained intelligence officer.
Wow. Got it. So Putin's interview with Tucker gave it away to you that he was never CIA himself. And he says he wanted to be one. They didn't hire him. He talks about it openly. Even Putin said it right off the bat.
Right. And you can really see it take place when you watch that. And I love that he did that interview, as much of a train wreck as it was. I love that he did an interview, because it's such a phenomenal lesson in espionage for anybody who chooses to watch it. And you can see Putin control the conversation, control the pace of questions. You can see him get his agenda across the line no matter what Tucker Carlson's asking. You can see Tucker struggle for control and then ultimately cave in, because he's trying to maneuver into a different type of question category. It's such a brilliant piece of KGB skill.
What do you think about Tucker?
I think Tucker's trying to make it in a world where media is changing. He knows he needs FaceTime. He knows he needs coverage. He knows he's not the best of all journalists or the best of all interviewers. He's got his 5 minutes in the spotlight, and he knows that eventually that spotlight's going to dim out. So he's got to collect what he can while he can. Sorry, Tucker, wherever you are.
Have you been on
Tucker?
Tucker?
It's true, too.
Have you done Tucker or no?
No.
Nowadays, more than ever, the brand you wear reflects and represents who you are. So for us, if you wear a Future Looks Bright hat or a Valuetainment gear, you're telling the world, I'm optimistic. I'm excited about what's going to be happening, but you're a free thinker. You question things. You like debate. And by the way, last year, 120,000 people got a piece of Future Looks Bright gear with Valuetainment. We have so many new things. The cufflinks are here. New Future Looks Bright. This is my favorite, the green one. Just yesterday, somebody placed an order for 100 of these. If you watch the PBD podcast, you got a bunch to choose from. White ones, black ones. If you smoke cigars and you come to our cigar lounge, we have this high quality lighter cutter and a holder for the cigars. We got sweaters with the Valuetainment logo on it. We got mugs. We got a bunch of different things. But if you believe the future looks bright, if you follow our content and what we represent with Valuetainment, with PBD Podcast, go to vtmerch.com. And by the way, if you order right now, there's going to be a special VT gift inside just for you. So again, go to vtmerch.com, place your order, tell the world that you believe the future looks bright. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.